Thursday, bringing you the almost unbiased news since 2008. I'm Liam Spoor, and I'm the biased part. Number 5. AMD releases the 6-core Istanbul processor, adding 30% power to the quad cores available. The processor is aimed at the server section for use in high data transferring, cloud networking, and other power-hungry applications. But this news is shadowed by some news with bigger numbers. AMD is confident in saying that 12 and 16-core processors will be available by 2011. That's only 2 years. To put this in perspective, just 6 short years ago, the AMD single core was released, and in just 2, the AMD processor with over 35 times the power will be available to support your online gaming. My estimates put the World of Warcraft server becoming self-aware around the second quarter of 2012. Number 4, the Manson MB1 provides any rocker with the ability to creatively expand and experiment, or just make tons of annoying and pointless noises at the end of a set. Muse frontman Matt Bellamy can be an example of both of these, depending on your music tastes. The MB1 contains a touch-sensitive screen just behind the bridge that offers direct MIDI connection, which allows you to strum a chord and modify it in hundreds of ways via a touch interface. It releases in fall and will run at about $4,400. I don't see how someone hasn't already made this with an iPhone and some duct tape, but Manson is making it a bit more simple. Number 3, a very super tiny flash drive. While the adjectives, well, they fit. This Eagletec drive runs in 4 and 8 gig storage sizes, but is only about the size of a quarter. Normal flash drive, quarter. That's a big reduction. Most of this size is made up by the actual USB plug, and the small chunk at the end is the real storage area. Get one for only $33. Word is that Apple plans on sticking a headphone jack in this and calling it the new Shuffle for Macworld 2010. Number 2, the Sharp's Mebus NJ70A is the coolest looking netbook to be heading to retail. So far, Apple. The Mebus contains a 4-inch touch LCD pad instead of the normal trackpad, so navigation becomes instantly awesome. The NJ70A will run at about $1,000, so the question becomes, is this too much for a budget netbook? Just for a touchpad? Especially if it does not work. But we all know that touch interfaces never fail, so no worries. And number 1, another story in the billions, this time dollars. $300 billion to be exact. The Pentagon's plans for the F-35 Lightning, the newest Joint Strike Fighter, and the most expensive project ever, got hacked by an unidentified cyber spy group. The spies were able to crack in and steal several terabytes of code relating to the F-35. The data was stolen in a way so that the hackers, along with their methods, location, and entry point, are all untraceable. But a few IPs have led American techs to believe that China, of all places, may have been involved. Apparently the hackers also transported us back to 1957 while stealing the data. My theory is that the Pentagon was using Vista and did not read the fine print about the Life Without Walls tagline. It's very open. That's all for this week. Look out for China or Transformers, because I believe that story number 1 closely followed the plot. So if we're not in a giant robot war, I'm Liam Spoor. I'll see you next week.